Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is April 1st. Woohoo! Welcome to Diving In Blindly. I am Sarah, your blind hostess. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to read my favorite Dr. Seuss book. And you probably didn't guess it, but if you did or didn't, it is called The Sneetches. And I was going to do an April Fool's joke, but I couldn't think of a good one. And I got a tweet from one of my favorite musicians saying we should skip out, and I'm totally in. So, I hope you like this story, and I hope you learn that everybody is created different, but we're also created equal and the same. We have things that are different about us, but we also have things that are the same. And none of us are better than any other, and we can all get along and treat each other with love no matter our differences. The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. And there's a picture of Sneetches, and they're walking on the beach. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-bellied Sneetches would brag we're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. And whenever they met some when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. And there's a picture of the star-belly Sneetches, and they're playing with a ball on the beach. Plain belly Sneetches are looking on and watching them play ball, and their faces are very sad. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs. When the star-belly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark with the beaches. They kept them away, never letting them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. And there's a picture of the star-bellied Sneetches, and they're eating sausages, and the plain-belly Sneetches are looking again at them with very sad faces because they're not invited to the party. Then one day it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. And there's an image of plain belly Sneetches, and they're looking at Sylvester McMonkey McBean. And he's coming towards them in his car, and it's packed full of mechanical objects and machines. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need. And my prices are low, and I work at great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed. Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, you want stars like a star-belly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. And there's an image of the plain belly Sneetches, and they're giving money to Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and they enter a large machine. When they come out of it, they have stars on their bellies like the other Sneetches. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside, Then the big machine roared, and it clunked, and it bunked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them about, but the thing really worked. When the plain belly sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon stars. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same. Now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." And there's an image of plain belly sneetches showing their stars to the star-bellied sneetches, and they're all on the beach. "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the start. "We're still the best sneetches, and they are the worst. But now how in the world will we know?" They all frowned, "if which kind is what, or the other way round." Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best sneetches on the beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches." And there's an image of the Starbelly sneetches, and they're listening to Sylvester McMonkey McBean while the plain belly sneetches are watching them. "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. And there's a picture of the star-belly sneetches. They give money to Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and then they enter a different large machine. And when they come out of the machine, they have plain bellies now. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. "We know who's who! Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of sneetches are the sneetches without." And there's a picture of the new plain belly sneetches, and they're walking in front of the new star-bellied sneetches who have very angry expressions on their faces. Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. All the rest of that day on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the plain nor the star-bellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. And there's a picture of the sneetches, and they're entering and exiting the machines in a constant loop, and they're giving Sylvester McMonkey McBean all of the money that they have. And Sylvester McMooney McBean is standing in front of a huge pile of cash, like a wads of money. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up, and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a sneetch. And there's an image of the sneetches, and they're looking on sadly as Sylvester McMonkey McBean is leaving with all his big piles of cash in his car. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that sneetches are sneetches, and no kind of sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. There's an image of star belly sneetches and plain belly sneetches, and they greet and they all shake hands with each other. And that is the end. Moral of the story, children: doesn't matter if you have stars or not. Everybody's equal. So, yeah, I was trying to rhyme that too, but I'm not a Dr. Seuss. I'm never going to be one. So, yeah. I hope you liked tonight's story, and tomorrow we will be reading Are You My Mother by P.D. Eastman.